Hello. Hey guys. Hey Stacia, how's it going? Yes, you are. Hey Barbara. So it's let's see, it's Tuesday, April the 5th. Um so today was a longer day. Usually I don't get up too early, but I had to go and get blood work done. Not for any reason. Well, for an appointment, but nothing. No other reason, just so that the doctor know what's going on. So that was an early morning thing. Um, you know, the one thing about this COVID and all the mask and everything is like some things are kind of like forced to change. And one of the things I really liked at the the blood work place was you could actually line up online, and that was so convenient. And I go there today, and they got rid of that. And it's like, okay, so now I have to physically sit here, and oh, it was so annoying. Like I said, I'm not used to getting up early, so I made sure I didn't forget my mask. It's like a 10-minute walk from here. I do the 10-minute walk, remembered my mask, forgot the requisition form. So to come back, get that, go back. Well, I waited for a while because the other weird thing is like when you could line up online only at certain hours. So I waited for a while, didn't show up, walked back. And oh man, it was such a mess there. Like they changed their system, like, but they didn't bother telling anyone. Like you're supposed to line up before, you line up somewhere different. They'd call your name, but only one room, not the second room where everyone's sitting. It was such a mess. So that was the start of the week. Yeah, or start of the day, I should say. I did go thrifting today. I think I only found 3 things. Some pencils, a model I'm going to list, and something else I can't even remember what it is now. So it wasn't a great thrifting day. So what I do during the show is I try to list $500 gross worth of stuff and keep track. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to start my little banner there. I'm going to start like simplifying a little bit because no one's actually reading it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It might be a short show today just because I don't have a ton of stuff. I have a big backlog of things I'm being ignoring, including Smurfs and Thomas and video game stuff. And what I'm hoping is for next week, I'll be listing actually either donating it, putting into lots, and listing it. Because it's just sitting in some of that stuff's been sitting in bins for too long. So much more fun a lot more fun to go out and thrift. So sometimes you kind of have things piling up. But anyways, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to start. Excuse me, I'm a little crackly today for some reason. So I'm going to start with these glasses. These are opera glasses, brass. I probably should have left them behind because I don't think they're really worth a lot. There's no maker's name on them. They might even be like 100 years old, but they probably made a lot of this sort of thing. So we'll start with that. Whoop. And as always, I like to start with my store. I had almost 2 IKEA bags worth of stuff to deliver to the shipping company today, but it wasn't like a ton of money. It was like a lot of lower end sales. So nothing too exciting. Today's a little slow. And so here's the closest ones I found to the glasses. They're not quite the same, but we'll use that. Unfortunately, like if there's a maker's mark or something, I would have picked them up again. But instead of staring at them forever, we'll just get these listed. I really should have shown the height of these. In fact, I'm shocked I didn't. Is that the only pictures I have? Okay, I lived up to my name that day. Those are horrible pictures. So what I'll probably do is after the show, I'll take a few more photos and just upload them. I think we're still using the same box. And like I said, they made a ton of these things. So I'm not actually going to ask that much. $34.99 is a good start. And they're light and they're small. Like really, I should have the the height in inches and all that. So good use condition. Signs and marks. Approximately. Let's see. So hope everyone else's day is going well. I was going to say 3 inches long. 3 inches fully extended. The other nice thing during this COVID is like there's a restaurant my wife and I really like for breakfast. But what we never really liked is the lineups, because it was a really narrow area where you have to line up. And I don't know, I always feel pressure. Like it's a small area, very popular, but we, enjoy enough to go. And so what they changed is that they take your name while you're there, and you can go sit in your car, and they'll just call you, and you can go straight to your table. Oh my God, that's so much better. I hope they keep that. I don't think they will, because there's no advantage to them, but it's so much nicer just sit in your car. You don't have people bumping into you. You don't have, kids crying next to you. And you can sit in your car and just like, I don't know, look at your cell phone or whatever. It was so much better, but it'd be nice if they kept that. I'm also going to say unsure about age. About age or maker. Used. I'm going to say unknown. It's clear. That my hands in that one. Nice. This is one of the things you think, oh, it must be worth more because it's like, been around forever. But like I said, I think we just made a ton of them. And like people are going to buy these and do what with them? Like I understand collecting stuff, but there we go. So at least we're on the board. 35. Clear. Whoop. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for coming in. The other thing is I find when you have like at least for me, if I have something like I have a medical appointment on Thursday, which is why I got the blood test today. I missed a medical appointment on Monday, which was awesome. But I find all those things screw up my entire week. All I think about is having to to go to those appointments or worried about missing them, which I never do, except for this week. Yeah, it just screws up my week for some reason. Okay, so next, we're going to get this model up and out. So, I think this was $8. Normally, I wouldn't pick them up if they're opened, but if it was not opened, I think it sells for about $100. And I'm just going to sell it for parts. It's partially done, and I'm just going to say I don't know if everything's there. In fact, I'll guarantee everything is not there. I still haven't been to a bar or restaurant. Of course, my country, PA, has the highest death rate from COVID per capita. Oh, wow. Where your county? Yeah, sorry. Oh, wow. Yeah, restaurants have been open here for a while. I know here in Ottawa, our COVID numbers are really high. But we don't have to wear masks now. And, well, unless you're in a hospital, you're in a hospital setting like I was today to get my blood work done. But I think hospitalizations are still low. It's much milder. So, but the rates are definitely going up. I just hope it doesn't mutate. But I'm going to the Allentown Paper Show. Pretty sure I will wear a mask. Like at the here in Ottawa at the thrift stores, I would say about maybe 75 or 8% of people are still wearing the masks. And yeah, you want to wear a mask, you should be allowed to, even if without COVID, you should be able to do whatever you want, right? So that's my attitude. So with this model, it's actually in Japanese or Korean, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. So solds. And I want to make sure it's the right one. This is a guy. Yeah, so it's this one here. And you can see it sells for pretty good money. Of course, new. Now, not being new, that makes a huge difference. But I still think it was worth picking up for the $8. And let's try it at 39. We'll see how it goes. Because it doesn't hurt, does it? And I don't think I'm undervaluing it, but if I am, then that's okay. It's a quick flip because I picked it up today. Let's see if this for parts. No, it's very annoying. New model is shown. Get rid of all that. Parts only. You go to the shelf because it's pretty big. Where are you? There. So I just used to worry about this so much. I used to show like each of those little panels of parts and stuff. It's like, screw it. It's like I don't know what's missing. So what am I going to say? So let's be very specific. Parts only. This kit is partially done, and I am assuming it has 2 parts. Please buy only parts. See how that goes. That's for $40. Oop. Okay, let's go to Brigade, and it's going to be put to the side. So I was talking about how I have a whole bunch of Thomas, and Thomas can be good, but what you don't want. I wonder if I can show this without making anyone sick, and then I won't have to move it. See all that pile? That pile of all that Thomas. That's a huge pile of Thomas. Those are my slippers. And I have piles like that for other things too, like Smurfs. And like I said, I either want to list it as a lot where it's worth the time to do this, or goes to my donation bin, which is over there, and I keep all that stuff in the car. And what I do actually is, because I go to the thrift store so often, I just keep a bunch of bags with the donation box, and then I make baggies that I will use to donate, because I'm not going to go in there and donate everything I have at once, because I want coupons, right? So, but what I don't want to do is when I'm in my car, have to arrange stuff to decide what to donate, because then I'm less likely to do it. So in my Tesla, I have a frunk. So at the front of the car, there's a little trunk at the front. And what I do is I just fill that with baggies for donations, and it speeds things up so much. And I almost donated part of my Tesla car, like part of the electrical cable once. It's like, wait a second, what's this? So I decided to move that far away from everything else in the trunk. But my point being, anyways, I want this stuff gone, because it's taking mental space, and that's almost the worst. Hey, Carter, how you doing? Long time no see. How's school? Oh, hey, Reborn. Just cooked pie and mash. Sat down. Carl's live. One more kid and one ask her. Hey, man, have you put any more thought into the reselling side gig? It seems to be really hot. Everyone, maybe it's because like Google's like giving me articles and stuff I'm interested in, but it keeps talking about how everyone's doing it now. That kind of happened to me with poker because like it's like, oh, I got into poker, I got into online poker, and I was making money on online poker, not a lot. I don't think I ever made more than maybe $2,000 in all the hours I played, but I was winning. But then everyone else started playing too, and everyone got too good, so I had to stop. Okay, so I actually took pictures. This is from yesterday's show. The dongle where I went, oh, I'll just have to look at the pictures. And so we're going to get this listed. And I'll probably need my eyes again. It was interesting going in with all those packages this morning. Like I said, it's almost 2 IKEA bags. I'm going to have to go buy another one. And one time when I was at Chit Chats, which is a reshipper here in Canada, 95451. 95451. 805. Anyways, I met someone else, just randomly. Someone was finding someone, and she said she has. She made a comment on my IKEA bags, and she said she has 8 because she gets so much stuff that she has to drop off. I was like, oh wow. Let's see. Kind of partially did this yesterday, but this time I have pictures. There we go. And we're gonna 69 too. It's funny. And sorry about that, guys. Because you can actually see it, especially if some people watch on TV, so that's been an issue for some people. Tonight I'm going to be on the Two Dogs Digs channel. There's a link at the bottom of the description. Basically, we're going to just do some of our March sales. I think that's 8 p.m. Easterns for anyone who's interested. Okay. Testing works. Good use. Mutual and rest. Okay. Good enough. Yep, that's all fine. Oh, and the pictures that I took the time to do. I don't even know what I did with these spoons. I've lost them. Quite inconvenient. There we go. And bada bing, bada boom. $70. Whoop. Busy, almost done school. Yeah, it's amazing. I can't believe it's April. I swear my theory is the hydrogen collider there. They screwed up and they increased the speed of time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great relief after I donate as long as I don't go back in the store and shop. Yeah, actually, I don't mind. Like, it is a big relief donating, especially something that's been in your mental space, like my 3 espresso machines over there, which I have not donated yet, obviously. But it feels so good. Just so nice just to get rid of it and go, okay, I made a mistake. Let it go. You'll feel so much better, even if you're losing out on a bit of money. Because humans are funny that way. It's like we hold on to our losses so much more than our gains that we'll just hold a loss forever. Because It's not a loss until you get rid of it, right? Pulled everything from Amazon and FBA. Oh, wow. Okay, I see you talk about it a little lower. I was going to ask why. I'll put it off till tomorrow, like most things. Hey, man, we're all there. Yeah, I got so many things on my list of things I should have dealt with ages ago, but that is human. Didn't like Amazon. I need to learn more and don't want to pay long-term storage fees. So, didn't like Amazon. I need to learn more. So, I have sold on Amazon so FBA, for people who don't know, is fulfilled by Amazon, which means that your stuff sits at Amazon and they store it, and then if it sells, they ship it out for you. But then they take a bigger cut. And then there's fulfilled by merchant, which is what I've done, which is basically the same as eBay, that you have your inventory at your home. When it sells on Amazon, they'll send you an email to ship it out, and then you give them the tracking number. So, and they take their cut too. Now I prefer so. Like I said, I've sold 2 or 3 things off Amazon, and they all went fine. I think for me though, eBay was just a lot more user friendly, especially for us small sellers. And the other thing with Amazon is that they gate a lot of stuff, which means you can't sell it on there. And I was getting frustrated that everything I would check to sell on Amazon, they said you couldn't sell. And the nice thing about eBay is you can see what stuff actually sells for. And on Amazon, they give you more of this ranking. And I won't go into it because I'm not that experienced. But it put me off as well. The advantage with Amazon, though, is for stuff that's new can sell higher than on eBay, because people think that if you buy it off Amazon, you're actually buying it from Amazon. And a lot of times it actually is someone like me. But in terms of, like, for me, stuff I need to get on top of, Amazon's low, because, like I said, I didn't like the gated thing. I also don't really like their attitude as much. eBay feels like, as much as we complain about eBay, I can get in touch with someone with eBay. Amazon feels like they really don't care. And if Amazon doesn't, if eBay doesn't care, well, at least they're faking it pretty good. I should try it again, but the lazy part. What am I doing? So this week, I got my N64 working, and I tested all the controllers. I used Mario Kart. I think the only button I couldn't test was B. One of the arrows. I'm going to assume that works. Usually, what I do, like at least for the GameCube I had, I found a game that I can basically quickly test all the buttons on those controllers. And I think I've sold almost all those controllers, or all those controllers. So now I've done it with these. Some of these have a lot of dirt. It's kind of gross. I don't get grossed out by stuff like that, though. And one tool that's really good, I think I've shown this before, is Dental Picks. You can just get this from the dollar store. It's so good for getting into nooks and crannies. But that being said, I actually don't clean this stuff as much as I used to, because I can't be bothered. It takes too long. So let's get one of these guys. And actually, I have no idea how much these are worth. So we'll see. And I've had these guys in my storage for a while. So who knows? The GameCube controllers were worth it. We'll see if the Nintendo 64 controllers are worth it. And if it's not, see, it's worth $4,550. So obviously, it was worth it. So that's $20. Let's see. First thing is used. Let's put in gray, because these two are gray. 3 to sell. Let's take a lookie. Right now I'm thinking $15. Well, I got 19, but mine are in real crap condition. All right, I'm gonna take these guys. $15 is kind of my minimum. If I saw these at the thrift store, I probably would not pick them up if they're selling for this price plus shipping, because it's just not really worth it. That one looks weird. Oh, it's a plate stick. Yeah. Okay. Played with these conditions will have lots of marks, warm paint, and signs of use. I think that's fair for these. These are not even minty. They're really well used. And I have two. So I'm going to give them each a different lot number. Never do fast shipping. Actually, the one nice thing about my shipping company is that they kind of look out for you a little bit. And the mistake I did today, one of these has been chewed on, so that's the other one. So this one's the better one, I think. Well, I'll take a look at the pictures once I have them up. Sorry, I wanted to freeze there for a second. So what had happened is I sold a battery, and they're not supposed to, a lithium battery for a recharger. Look how gross that is. Does that have that gross bit? Actually, no, it doesn't. So it's the other one. And you're not supposed to ship that stuff. So they actually contacted me and said, can I just delete these all? And said that it has to go ground. But if I print out a new label, they'll just put it on there for me, which is really nice. So the Chit Chats in Ottawa, they're actually really friendly. I highly recommend them. So thankfully they saved a problem before it happened. I never even thought of that. Yeah, it's definitely this one. Oh, that took a while, eh? Fulfilled by merchants is good for me at the moment, but there's a lot of stuff I need to learn about FBA and what I need to sell. Yeah, are you selling on .com or .ca? A lot of the guys I know who do sell on Amazon just keep telling me to just do it, and they do really well. But I think maybe it depends where your heart is a little bit too. I think money-wise, well, in terms of like the inventory the turnover, it's just so fast. It's hard to beat that. What is stuff you need to learn? I see you said .ca down there. What do you need to learn on Amazon? I'm just curious because I'll need to learn the same thing. I'm good at buying crap off Amazon and not selling. Yeah, I bought something off eBay the other day though. But yes, I fall into that trap of buying stuff off Amazon as well, which is a little worrisome to me, to be honest. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna put in that lot number. My little secret papers. That way, hopefully I don't ship off the wrong thing. Especially considering they're going into the same box. Can't even read my own writing. Excuse me. Okay. This will be the first set. This is why people who sell the same thing over and over and over again. I should put game in there. Really like it because it can be so fast just to pump these out. I think this one actually has a little chunk out of it. Or not. Maybe it's the blue one then. Now let's see. So let's just put in blue and see if there's a price difference. I also have a clear purple one. That one I'm planning on selling. Well, I'm going to see. It might be worth selling just with the clear console I have. I'm just seeing if there's a price difference or if it's the same. Not two. Learning how all the rankings work and all their fees, especially storage fees. Yeah, that's the scarier one, eh? I assume you had a bad experience, and I've heard a lot of people having this bad experience. So what they do is, if people don't know, they charge you for your stuff if it's sitting in their warehouse, just to prevent people probably from like storing all their crap there and putting high prices. But it can get really expensive and then get a big bill. So this is no bill at home. But with Facebook fulfilled by merchant, obviously you don't have to pay those fees, but the fees are higher than on eBay for sure. That's lot 2. How long have you been reselling for? I think this is my 3rd or 4th year I'm going into now. Not full time though. Like now it's full time, but very casual full time because I've taken a year off of work because I did not do well working from home, and I was a computer programmer. But I don't know. It was weird. I just started as a hobby. Someone suggested to maybe I might enjoy it, and then because I was always into antiques and that sort of stuff, but I found I really enjoyed it. And I was kind of shocked because I don't enjoy anything for more than like a month or 2 at most. But this one seems to hit all the stuff I like. So for me, and you have ups and downs, right? Like you'll have times when you don't really feel like it or neglect it a bit. But the nice thing is there's timelines involved that are external that I care about shipping stuff out. And some of the ADHD, sometimes having that external pressure is actually going to be a good thing as long as it's not complicated. Like, honestly, shipping a they are worth a bit more. Shipping like a controller doesn't take a lot of brain power for me, which is perfect. Take that as you will. What do I do with it? Okay. So here's the next one. Is this the chewed one? Yeah, someone took a chunk out of this one. So actually, I'm not gonna so here's a good thing. Like if you ever see weird controllers, ones that are different, which is kind of hard to explain until you've been out in the wild looking at this stuff. Anything different can be worth investigating a bit more. Actually, we'll just use this because I don't think I'm going to ask more because it's a pretty good chunk of that. And you see controllers fairly often on the baggy wall at the thrift stores, but honestly, I'd probably just pick them up if they're going to be clean and a half decent price, like $3.99 or something like that at most. For the blue ones, I might like. Looks like the blue ones sell for a bit more. 16. Played use condition. Yes. Deep scratches on left. A lot of the things, though, like you kind of have when people first start, like, I'm not sure how serious you are reborn about trying it. A lot of the stuff in this hobby, you have to kind of, it's really hands-on. And you can ask for questions because, like, there's a good community of people who are willing to answer you, and we all have our own opinions as well. But there's help out there for you. And the only thing I would suggest is start with stuff you already know. So that helps a lot. Or even just sell the crap in your house. That's what they always say, but I didn't do that. I started with buying stuff because buying is fun. What's the mistakes you made near the beginning of your reselling, which you do not make anymore due to experience? Oh, that's a good question. And I almost did it again today, is you'll see a box like this. You'll see a box. You'll see, something good in it. You'll see a good price and you buy it and you don't look inside, which sounds silly, but I still almost fell into that trap today. And it'll be incomplete or there'll be something completely else in there. In fact, I did make that mistake this week, which was I bought this board game and I did, it's heavy. It feels like it's complete, but it's a mix of this game and the main game, and the parts I need, which it shows in the back, are not in here. So now I'm stuck with this. So you're going to make mistakes like that. When I first started, like the way we figured out how much something is worth is we can actually check to see on eBay how much things actually sold for. That's really important. And you need to have a big margin, because for me, basically, when I do all my accounting, including shipping and everything, I only make about 50% off anything I sell. So a lot of people will have a 4-to-1 rule. So like say this sells for, I don't know, $80. Well, the most I would ever pay is $20 sort of thing, or $10 to 40 kind of thing. You want a good margin, especially when you start. You want to have that higher margin, but honestly, it just, what mistakes did I make? Buying broken crap. But now I'll buy broken crap, right? Because I know which broken crap to buy. But pieces missing can be a big pain in the butt. Like I have so many camcorders that are missing pieces. The other big mistake people buy is it's a lot easier to sell one individual thing for a good profit than it is to sell those Thomas I showed. Because you could say, well, each one sells for $10, or let's say $5, and you buy the whole bag for $5, and there's 10 in there, right? But you can't really look at it that way. Because there's a huge difference between buying one thing for $5 that sells for 50 and buying a bag of things that sell for 50 in total and cost $5, because this will be a lot easier to sell. I don't know if that helps, but that's the quick answer, the long answer. I almost had a bad experience with storage fees, but I got everything pulled before. Oh, you just got out in time? Yeah. Like I've heard of like people paying like $600, $700, $800 in storage fees. Just too stressful. Yeah, I forget stuff, so that's why I'd be scared of forgetting, and then delaying it to the last second, and then paying a big fee, and then getting really upset. Almost at 2 years of selling on eBay and love it. Amazon will be next eventually. Yeah, Amazon, like, almost kind of like for the more professionals. I don't know if that's fair, but love eBay. Yeah, like for all the complaints about eBay, and I do have complaints, they have had positive changes in the last few years. I like Tear Peak. I like sending best offers. I think that's a great idea. In Canada, they integrated shipping, which is really good for new sellers. If you contact chat, they're not always the best, but it could be worse. Like some places you can't get a hold of any help. There's a lot of people doing it. And if you listen to their podcast, eBay has a podcast. It just feels more down to earth. It's kind of hard to explain. Okay, thanks for taking the time to answer. I'm serious. I want ways of making income where I do not have to rely on an employer. Yeah, you get, like I said, I would highly recommend just try it as a hobby. The first things you sell, don't sell super expensive things. Like if it's pounds, try to do, the 30 to 50 pounds at most range. Charge for shipping. So we have something called calculated shipping. I don't know if they have it on the UK. I'm sure they do, which is basically you put in the dimensions, what you think it's going to weigh, including the box. And that will save you because a lot of people get stung when something costs a lot to ship, a lot more than they thought, and they can actually lose money on the first one. For your first sales, I would just sell in England, keep it simple, stupid kind of stuff, and be willing to make mistakes in the first few times. And we all got nervous when the first thing we sold. Don't worry about being ripped off. It doesn't happen nearly as much as people think. I think the main thing is to have fun and try it. Like, what's the worst case? You send something off, they say it doesn't work, and you're out $50 or whatever, and you go on with your life. But no, I say try it. Okay, let's do this. This is $5. The reason I picked it up is because I've actually sold this for good money before. So, but this set feels cheaper. And it's definitely vintage. It's German. And anyways, we'll just list it. Give it that. Yeah, never be. If there's one piece of advice I could give to my younger self, it would be make lots of mistakes because it's the way we learn. So many people, and I'm still like this too. We punish ourselves for every mistake, but making a mistake is the best way to actually do something rather than never even trying. Is met. Go scissors. This looks good. We'll do this. We're gonna ask $24.99. Making mistakes is a powerful asset. Or saying like I don't know, to me is one of the most powerful things you can say because that means you're going to learn something new, which for me is one of my most enjoyable things is learning things new. So many people are so scared of making a mistake or looking like a fool. Hey, like I'm out here on YouTube. I'm over the looking like a fool thing. I don't care about it, but don't let it hold you back through your entire life. Scissor, letter opener. Yeah, no pouch. But I got a magnifying glass. I can't spell. I try anyways. The other thing I recommend, if you're selling on eBay or anywhere really, is try not to take things personal when you get funny messages. Don't flip out. Just as tempting as it is, always be professional. And honestly, when things go wrong, and they will go wrong, it's best to deal with it and try and get over it and not think about it, because that crap will also hold you back. All right. Probably should look for comps a bit more. It's just that they're not in great condition. Actually, this is it here. They're very similar to that. But that's asking. That's the other thing too, is there's a huge difference, of course, between what someone's asking and what they actually get. I always, 90% of the time, I always just look at what things actually sell for. Oh, and one other thing is, when you see the shipping on eBay, that's not the shipping they actually paid. And that almost really messed me up a few times, especially here in Canada. Because you think, oh, they spent $20 on shipping, but really they got it for free shipping. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with mistakes. As long as I learn from them, yeah. Or some mistakes are just going to be human. Some you can give a less of a chance. Like, for example, when I was doing those controllers, I put the lot numbers on there, and that's to try and help me not ship out the wrong thing. Because especially if they're going in the same box, it can be very tempting to just go, oh, the great controller sold, ship it off, and I sent the wrong one, and they get upset. It just kind of helps. You don't have to be super organized in this, but I would recommend having, like, if you are going to list, just go to your whatever you have in England for Home Depot, get yourself a bin, put the things in everything's listed in the bin. It's going to be, and then you saw that I list every bin is in. A lot of people never do that, and they say they can find anything. That works for a little while until it doesn't. Yes, I'm 29 and don't let mistakes get me down. Hey, I kind of take it as a positive thing. That's awesome, man. If you can do that at 29, and always be willing to, like I said, talk about what you enjoy. Like, a lot of the guys I meet thrifting just love talking about it. Just be polite and respectful, and don't ask people their sources, because that gets people are a little closety about that. In England, though, like, a lot of the sources, like, I'm not going to tell you exactly where I get things, but let's just say thrift stores, auctions, Facebook, garage sales. Like, none of that is going to be a surprise to anyone watching. Oh, yeah, I've had messages like that. I can't remember what I said, but I've had nasty messages. Yeah, maybe that's what you mean? Yeah, I just kind of go, okay. Like I said, if you can try to not take it personally, do that. You can be mad, and when things go wrong, I'll be mad. Just don't write it down and send it to them. It doesn't help as good as it feels at the time. Some Oracle cards. This I bought the other day. I don't think these are worth a lot, but we'll do it anyways. So your sage advice. Well, it's my experience, at least. Hey, Swamp Picker. Okay. The other thing I hear sometimes from people is, like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. And I always say the same joke. Is like, yeah, when I was born and they slapped me on my butt, I knew how to ship glass. Like, obviously not. We all are at a point sometimes where we don't. Well, this is gonna be cheap. Where we don't know, and the other thing I find too is that everyone always thinks that the other people are perfect. But I tell you, or like they're grabbing everything before you get there, blah, blah, blah. And I tell you, I can follow another thrifter and they can follow me. and we'll find stuff that they missed. Or you'll find like a little niche or something that people don't know about. That can be your little thing. And that's kind of the advantage of beginner's luck too, because when you start, I highly recommend using the eBay app, which is free, and you can use it to look up comps. And you're gonna find it frustrating because you're gonna spend a lot of your time looking up stuff, finding it's not worth anything, looking up stuff, finding it's not worth anything. But you know what? Once in a while, you'll find something that no one else knew was worth anything, and they've all passed, and you just find it because you're looking up everything. But the more you do it, also it's almost you start screening stuff out where you won't even look it up, where you might have looked it up before. And don't drive yourself nuts if you're there and you're trying to look up something, you can't find it. I used to spend 15, 20 minutes trying to figure that thing out. Just leave it, take a picture of it, and then move on. Go to, keep looking for other stuff, because if you take a picture of it, you can research it when you're at home, and often you'll find it has no value. And if it did have value, well, you'll know for next time. It's not a big money maker, but it's done. We'll probably sell for a little less, but we'll see. And once in a while, you'll find a home run. As often as you might like, but you will. 40 days later, didn't work, bad seller. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the comment. I kind of laugh at those messages. Everything got sorted out, but people tend to explode immediately. They do. Because they're, let's be honest, there's bad buyers, but there's also bad sellers. Who knows? You don't know their experience. But sometimes also when we read a message, an email, this has nothing to do with eBay. It's almost everything. We kind of put emotions into what we're reading as well, where there might be not that much emotion meant on their half. Like the one that used to get me a lot is like, where's my thing? Like, I can't, where's the tracking or whatever? And they just want to know that you're going to help them if it doesn't show up. You say, I checked tracking, it shows here, it's on the way, blah, blah, blah. Be polite, but sometimes it's like, where's my thing? And you instantly get your heckles up. Yeah, so if you can, take the emotion out. Try living a life before internet exists. Resellers have it way easier now, being able to check comps in the wild. Yeah, someone got upset with me once using my phone, but it's like, I need my comps. Like, sometimes I'll buy stuff on gut, but no, it's a powerful tool. It's like all those books there, right? I have in the background, right? That's the old way of checking out stuff. And if I like the collector ones because they're more relevant to what we're looking for, and they have color pictures. It's tough. I can work in customer service as a career. No, but we all kind of do some way or another, right? Like when I was a programmer, we had unhappy clients too. Right? They can trigger you with their words. I can't wonder before I respond. Yeah. You know what I do is I have copy and pastes for almost all answers, and that way, I make sure I say everything I want to say. I say it in a polite way. And sometimes, just like with my listing descriptions, I might customize it a little bit. But I find that helps take the emotion out as well. Okay, I'm not sure if this is worth anything. It's been in my pictures for a while. This is a milk mug, they're called, because it's glass, it's white. As soon as it can have value. I haven't found any good ones actually in a long time. So let's see if this is worth it. If it's not worth it, I shouldn't have taken pictures of it for one. But for number two, I'll put it back somewhere and just see if I ever get more, or actually donate it. So milk mug, or just start with that. Let's see if that comes up. So actually, since I don't have a ton of stuff today, let's just talk about milk mugs. Exciting times. Is it Fire King? It might be Fire King. No, this is Turmo Prissa, But Fire King is often what I see. So see these here, these tulip ones? I actually have found and sold these. Anything unusual. So you see here, that's not saying every one of these might be valuable, but it's worth double checking. $80. Like if you can get these for like, I don't know, $4.99, $20 Canadian, you sell for 80. Yeah, it's not bad. Snoopy is always good. Some commercial stuff can be good. Like if there'll probably be McDonald's ones down here somewhere. But these tulip ones I have found and I have sold. These orange ones I've seen, but I haven't picked up for whatever reason. There is a lot of milk mugs out there, though. And I put in the word oranges, too, so we're actually... Like, if I just put in the milk mugs, it's probably a crap load. I can't find this one. Oh, see, that's not quite the same thing. This is the sort of thing you probably can find at estate sales, garage sales. And if you kind of know a little bit. Okay, so we're already too low in value. That's the other thing I do is I'll sort from highest to lowest. And if I can't find it, I'll just... or I'm having problems identifying it, I'll just sort from highest to lowest of that search term. And I'll go until I go, okay, well, if it's below here, I don't care anymore. As well. It's just out of curiosity. Yeah, McDonald's. Sometimes soft drink collectors. And, you know, like if I was going to tell someone to go to a Value Village and look for milk mugs, and they said which ones, I can answer them. The answer would be anything unusual. Like I would say, like advertising ones are definitely good to look up. Check for damage, Snoopy, I would say. But I honestly have never found a Snoopy, so it's really hard to say, go buy this. And I would say in reselling, there's a lot of stuff like that where it'll kind of jump out at you after a while what's unusual. I still have the regular reference collector guide books. The full color photos are easier to see. Yeah, like out of all these books here, I actually got these most of these from an auction lot, like for less than $1 each. So I was like, okay, fine. But honestly, I don't look at them that often. What I find is stuff like this is really good. Collectibles Handbook and Price Guide. For the reason you mentioned there is, for one, it's all in color, which is really important for what we're doing, right? The other thing too is collectibles, because I would say that the market is much more now about collectibles than it is about antiques. They might still have antiques in here, but yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason we're in a collectibles time period, so. Yeah, and so it's not like I'll go in here and like go, oh, I don't know. Let's see, whatever. I got some, Claire's Cliff. I picked that out. Well, I'm gonna look at the value from here because the values in here are just for me relative. So like, because the value of this stuff changes over time, but what it does show me is that what it looks for. I can look this up and see the style of it, and you can also see like, oh well, if it's like a little creamer, it's worth nothing, for example. But if it's this plate, it's worth a lot more. That sort of stuff. But honestly, I probably don't look at it as much as I should. Yeah, no, not this one. Okay, see you later, Carter. Thanks for coming in. Do you ever buy anything knowing that you will not sell for years because the price will go up in the future? No, I do not. I am not a speculator. I don't believe... The funny thing is I'm new agey, but I don't believe anyone can read the future or know the future. I think it's best to turn it back into cash. And then if for me, investing is I just use, won't go into, but index funds, which is like a no-brainer kind of way of investing. Because a lot of people will always say, oh, in the future, this is going to go up. This is going to go up. Hey, it might go up. Might just stay the same for years, and you should use the cash for something else, or it might have gone down. Like comic books were like that. They went up and down, right? They were totally out at one point. Sport cards were really high, and then they crashed, and they seem to be back, but they might crash again. And a lot of what has value seems to be also based on the generation, that everyone wants to collect their childhood again. And that is true for every generation. Everyone says it's different. No one's collecting, what's big? Pokemon. What's going to be next is Paw Patrol, that sort of thing. People want their childhood again. That's what they said about Beanie Babies. That's what they say about Funko Pops. That's what they say about comic books, coins, stamps. It goes on and on. Anyways, that's it for the show. It's 6:30. I'm not going to bother with my totals today. They're not that high. But thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll be back next Monday at 5:30. And also tonight, I'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be on the Two Dogs Digs channel. And we're just going to talk about March sales. I have a ton of inventory that was cheap and worth nothing 10 years ago. Some of it is hot right now. VHS comics. Yeah, true. You never know. Or it still has no value. It's, like I say, if you can predict the future, let me know. Anyways, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, everyone. Glad I didn't dump it. Yeah, I think there has to be a reason for it to have value. And if it's the top end of the market, it will always have value. But, yep. Thank you. Good night. Anyways, see everyone later. Okay. Good night.